Life is full of curveballs. It can often take you to a junction and leave you thinking, which way should you really go? As someone who wants to buy the KTM 390 Adventure, it can get even harder. 4 variants, 4 different propositions. Today, we are going to look at the 2 ends of this spectrum. First, we go left. This is the KTM 390 Adventure X. X in the automotive world might stand for extra, but here it does not. The X is the base variant and it misses out on a few things. No traction control, no quick shifter, no TFT, cornering ABS or riding modes. And that's why it starts at an ex-showroom price of Rs 2.8 lakh. This is still very much a 390 Adventure. Last year after we did the Zanskar story that is up on PowerDrift, I was this close to buying the motorcycle, the mid-spec variant, because that was the only variant that was available up until last year. The 390 Duke is a motorcycle that I absolutely love, but I feel it's too small a motorcycle for my frame, too cramped. The Adventure solves that problem for me. I've always said and maintained this. This is like a 390 Duke that is comfortable and has the potential to tour all across the country. It still has the connection, it still has the feel. The next thing that I want to address is the absence of electronics. Now, it still gets ride-by-wire, the slip and assist clutch, and you still have ABS, but it can be turned to off-road ABS. Now, the absence of traction control can be a deal breaker for some, but if you have a really smooth throttle hand, you're going to enjoy it. On the flip side, this is so much fun for the pros because the absence of electronics is actually a blessing. It gives you so much control on how you want to ride the motorcycle. Raw chahiye tha na KTM, raw 390 Adventure. This is it. By the way, don't even get me started on the LCD display. How many times do you actually look at the display? It's okay. Here is all the information you need, and adding a TFT display would have added cost. Rupees 2.8 lakh ex-showroom. Now this is fantastic pricing for someone who spends 99.99999 like the Kitano, 99.999% on the road touring. You're getting amazing performance, you're getting good handling, and all the goodness of the 390 Adventure in this package. Not to forget the convenience of having tubeless tires. And talking about tires, the Metzlers on the other variants are great, but this is not a bad setup either. And this still has the potential to handle soft trails too. So all in all, this is a variant that I really like. And now we go right. Down this road is the SW, spoked wheels. KTM could have been a little creative with the naming here by calling it the Pro, but it is what it is. This is the full package. Everything that the standard gets with adjustable suspension and spoke trims. Put it all on the line. The Achilles heel for the 390 Adventure has always been suspension. Now the firm setup feels really nice when you're riding it on good roads, and it feels even better when you pick up speed. But the moment you slow it down, it starts to feel harsh both on the road and off it. Now this adjustable suspension is a game changer. After fiddling around with the clickers on the front, I've managed to find a sweet spot, and so will you. At the rear, there is adjustability for rebound, and you can do that with a screwdriver, but that also means you will have to come to a halt. Put it all on the line. In a nutshell, having adjustable suspension feels like getting access to an air-conditioned room when it's a hot summer day. If you have a problem outside, step in and you're fine. If you have a problem with your setup, adjust and you are going to be fine. Okay, let's talk about these spoke trims. Definitely a lot more sturdy than the alloys.
more for off-road use. But they are also coming in with a tube setup. These aren't tubeless spokes. Of course, they're aftermarket solutions, but there is nothing that is 100% promising. KTM could have given the most basic setup of tubeless spoke rims, but that also would have meant an increase in price by about 15 to 20,000, and that didn't make sense for KTM, and I think that's fair.
If you own the standard 390 Adventure, there is essentially no change in the chassis, so fixing the adjustable suspension won't be a problem. But it will not be available as a power part. This will be available as spares, but only to owners of the SW variant. For the rest, there are homologation issues at play, but there's a loophole here, and I think you can see it.
The 390 Adventure is value for money. Performance, handling, electronics, affordable service and spares. Bullseye! If I was contemplating on buying the 390 Adventure, I personally would go for the X, get adjustable suspension, get a nice luggage setup, maybe brighter lamps, and then the rest of the money that I've saved, I will spend that on fuel. 9 out of 10 riders will go for the lower variants. Either it's going to be the X, the V or the standard. But now for people who love going off-road and always wanted a more hardcore 390 Adventure, you finally have that now in the form of the SW. Now the setup here is not the most sophisticated in the world, but finally adjustability is a big thing in the world of riding, and through the SW, KTM has finally unlocked that. Which version do you like? There are 4 to choose from. Please drop your answers in the comment section below and I will see you there. And of course, I'm going to be back with some really interesting content about the 4 variants of the 390 Adventure that will drop on PowerDrift real soon. My name is Varun Painter and I will see you later.